The air is cool and dry, the kind that whispers through corridors lined with polished Dura steel. My feet shuffle along the rough floor tiles, each step echoing slightly in the empty hallway. The walls are a bland grey, interrupted only by occasional doorways leading to unfamiliar rooms. I pass under flickering lights that cast an intermittent glow over the path ahead. I turn into another corridor and stop at a small alcove where my quarters have been assigned. Eton's modest, one narrow bed bolted to the wall, a desk with a holoprojector and a single chair. There are no windows, no need for them here out, and the door locks behind me with a soft hiss. I sit down on the edge of the bed and look around at the sparse furnishings. The holoprojector hums softly as it powers up, casting an image onto the wall opposite my desk. The screen flickers to life, displaying a message from the Orderer. Central Hub. It lists today are duties, data entry for the archives, maintenance on some remote sensors in Sector 13B, and a scheduled meeting with Overseer Voss at midday. I tap the projector, scrolling through the details until I find what I need. The assignment is clear-cut, no deviations allowed. I nod to myself as if confirming an unspoken agreement, then stand up and leave my quarters, heading for the archives building down the hall. The air smells faintly of old data pads and recycled oxygen. A few other individuals are scattered throughout the archive room, their heads bent over screens or hunched over stacks of data pads. I take a seat at an open terminal and begin inputting information from today's assignments. The tasks are straightforward: verify dates, cross-reference entries, and ensure everything is catalogued accurately. As I work, my fingers move automatically across the keyboard, familiar with each command and shortcut. My eyes scan through lines of data, noting discrepancies, but making no judgments. Etons, all part of a larger system, one that operates without question or deviation. The time moves steadily forward. The hum of machinery blends seamlessly into the background noise. I pause occasionally to check messages from Overseer Voss, confirming details for our scheduled meeting. There are no surprises in these communications, sir. Only instructions and expectations. My routine is predictable. Eat when prompted by the Commissariat's automated system. Sleep when my body signals fatigue. Work when assigned tasks require attention. Each day blends into the next, marked only by the accumulation of completed assignments and the steady progression of time on the chrono above me. There are no mirrors in this place to reflect back any semblance of identity or purpose. I'm a part of a vast network, an infinitesimal piece in the grander machinery. My existence is validated solely through my adherence to protocol and compliance with directives. I finish my work early and head towards Sector 13B for sensor maintenance as scheduled. The journey takes me outside the main compound, into open space where the Sunar's rays are filtered by a thin layer of atmosphere. A transport waits at the edge of a landing pad, its interior dimly lit and ready to take me to my destination. The sensor station is remote but familiar. I've been here before on similar assignments. The equipment is standard issuer, nothing remarkable or personal about it, and I begin the necessary diagnostics with practiced ease. Each step follows protocol meticulously. Check connections, analyze data streams, recalibrate as needed. Hours pass unnoticed, marked only by the completion of tasks and the gradual shift in light outside. When my work here is done, I return to the transport for the trip back to base. The journey feels like a continuation of my routine, unremarkable, yet essential. Back at the compound, the day draws to a close. I make another quick stop at the archives to ensure all my data entries are finalized before heading to the designated meeting room, where Overseer Voss awaits. He reviews my progress with a nod and assigns me more tasks for tomorrow, emphasizing adherence to protocol. The evening falls into place as it always does. Meals, rest, preparation for the next day or assignments. The cycle continues, without interruption, each moment blending seamlessly into the next. My presence here is unquestioned. My role is clear and unchanging. I return to my quarters, sit on the edge of the bed once more, and stare at the blank wall opposite me. There are no mirrors to reflect back a face or identity, only the cold steel of this Rumos construction. I am part of something larger than myself, a system that operates without pause or deviation, and my actions align perfectly with its demands. The night descends upon the compound, as quietly and predictably as it always does. My body rests on the bed, but my mind remains engaged in the rhythm of routine, waiting for tomorrow to begin anew. I'm the operator of Sector 47, B Maintenance. I report to station at dawn and begin my shift by reviewing status reports from overnight operations. Any anomalies are logged and addressed immediately, according to protocol. My tools are organized and calibrated, ensuring precision in every task. The corridors of the facility are familiar, each turn leading me to predetermined stations. The machinery hums with a constant rhythm, and I align myself with its tempo. Diagnostic scans reveal no significant deviations. Repairs are minimal and routine. Data is entered into the system without delay or deviation. Break periods occur at set intervals, meals taken silently in designated areas. Colleagues pass by with similar purposeful movements, their faces obscured behind masks of efficiency. Communication is limited to brief exchanges of necessary information. Post-shift analysis completes my day, documenting all activities and outcomes meticulously. Reports are submitted electronically as required, awaiting review for any corrective actions needed. The cycle repeats seamlessly, without variation or expectation. I am the operator because this operation requires it. My identity is bound by function, not sentiment. Each task performed aligns with directives. There is no room for interpretation beyond adherence to protocol. But the hum of machinery is constant. It starts as a sharp edge against my awareness, each low-frequency vibration, echoing through the walls and floor with every cycle of operations. The rhythm is predictable, a steady pulse that sets the pace for everything here. As I move from one station to another, the sound follows me, a persistent companion in the quiet halls. Each shift begins with the same routine: checklists, diagnostics, reports. I complete them without hesitation, my hands moving through tasks as if they have a mind of their own. The hum remains, but it softens slightly with each repetition. It tones still there, just less prominent against the backdrop of my workday. The fluorescent lights cast an even glow across everything. They flicker once in a while, a brief disruption that quickly fades back into the norm. I notice them less now, their harshness dulled by familiarity. The hum continues its unyielding presence, but it no longer feels like an intrusion. It taunts just another part of this space, as much a constant as the air itself. Pressure builds in my ears occasionally, a reminder of the system's heartbeat. It rises and falls with the rhythm of the machinery, syncing perfectly with each passing moment. The pressure is ever present, but recedes into background noise as I focus on the task at hand. The hum fades further, replaced by the mechanical echoes that fill the empty spaces between my steps. Routine is a comfort here, an anchor in an otherwise fluid environment. Each day blends seamlessly into the next, marked only by the subtle changes in sensory inputs. The sound now feels distant, a mere whisper compared to earlier. Its horns still audible, but its significance diminishes with each recurrence, becoming less noticeable against the backdrop of my daily routine. The air is cool and dry, carrying no hint of warmth or variation. I move through it without thought, my breath steady and measured. The hum continues in the background, a faint echo of what once demanded attention. It taunts a quiet reminder that I am here, moving forward within this system where everything operates with precision and purpose. The day ends much like it began. Reports are filed, checklists verified, and routines confirmed. As I exit for the night shift, the hum remains, a constant presence but now barely noticeable. It has become part of the landscape, no longer requiring conscious acknowledgement. The sound is there, yet it fades further into insignificance as my mind drifts toward another cycle of repetition and routine. The day begins with the familiar hum of machinery and the steady clatter of equipment. I move through the space, my steps synchronized with those around me. The air is cool and dry, carrying no scent or sound that deviates from the norm. Everyone here operates in unison, their movements predictable and precise. As I navigate the corridors, the presence of others fades into the background. They are not individuals, but rather a cohesive extension of the system, each part moving with calculated intent. The rhythm of footsteps merges into a single pulse, a collective heartbeat that guides our progress. There is no need for personal interaction. Communication occurs through shared protocols and standardized gestures. The tasks ahead are clear and unambiguous. I proceed to my designated station, where others have already begun their routines. Their movements are fluid, devoid of hesitation or error. Each action follows the next with a seamless flow, as if choreographed by an unseen conductor. The room is filled with the soft hum of machines, and the faint clicks of switches being toggled. I settle into my position, aligning myself with the rhythm that surrounds me. My hands move over controls with practiced ease, each button pressed or lever pulled, contributing to a larger whole. There is no sense of isolation. Instead, I am part of an intricate network, every component functioning in harmony. The tasks are repetitive but necessary, ensuring that the system operates without interruption. The pressure in my ears adjusts to match the mechanical rhythms, a subtle reminder of the interconnectedness. My breath syncs with the cycles around me, becoming one with the routine. Time loses its linear progression, blending into an endless loop of precision and order. Watching about, initiative and precision and arrogant. Throughout the day, I observe others moving through their tasks, each person a seamless extension of the collective effort. They do not stand out, rather, they blend together as part of the machina's intricate tapestry. The environment is sterile but functional, devoid of personal touches or emotional resonance. Every detail serves its purpose without question. As the day concludes, there is no ceremony or acknowledgement of completion. The tasks are simply done, and the system continues to function. I leave my station, merging into the crowd, as we transition to another phase. The cycle repeats, each moment a continuation of the previous one, unbroken and continuous. I complete my final task of the day with meticulous care. The protocols are clear, the steps familiar. My movements are precise, each action a continuation of countless repetitions. There is no sense of urgency or delay. Everything aligns perfectly within this unyielding system. The air remains cool and dry. As I move through the routine checks, each component hums quietly in the background, its rhythm steady and unwavering. The mechanical heartbeat syncs with my own pulse, a constant reminder of the interwoven nature of these cycles. My senses are dulled by familiarity. What once felt intrusive now blends seamlessly into the backdrop. The cool touch of the control panel is reassuringly familiar as I run through the final diagnostics. There is no need for reflection or deviation. Each moment aligns perfectly with the next, forming a continuous and unbroken chain. The tasks proceed without incident, each step confirming the integrity of the system and my role within it. The day ends with routine precision, leaving little room for contemplation. The hum of machinery recedes slightly as I shut down my station, but even this is part of the protocol, a seamless transition into the next cycle. There is no sense of loss or isolation. Rather, there is an overwhelming sense of sufficiency and completeness. I proceed to log off, my actions mechanical, yet deliberate. The cool air and persistent hum now blend seamlessly into insignificance as I prepare for the cycle to repeat tomorrow. My identity is defined by adherence to directives, a collective entity governed by precision and order. There is no room for personal emotion or deviation. Each moment aligns perfectly within this unyielding system. The final checklists are completed with practiced ease. The cool touch of the terminal confirms my presence one last time, before I step away, leaving behind only the hum of machinery, continuing its steady rhythm. The strictness and impersonality of the environment are necessary to ensure optimal operational efficiency. Each directive is designed to minimize variability, thereby maximizing consistency across all processes. The system operates on a principle of precision, where deviation leads to inefficiency and potential failure. Tasks are assigned based on resource allocation, ensuring that each unitar's capabilities align perfectly with its designated roles. This alignment minimizes redundancy and maximizes throughput, allowing for the seamless integration of individual contributions into a cohesive whole. The sterility of the environment serves not only as a safeguard against contaminants, but also as a facilitator of focus, reducing distractions and enhancing productivity. The lack of personal interaction fosters an atmosphere of objectivity, where actions are evaluated based on their functional outcomes, rather than emotional or social considerations. This approach ensures that decisions remain unbiased and driven by necessity, rather than sentiment. Each task is performed with the understanding that it contributes directly to the larger operational goals, thereby reinforcing a sense of collective purpose. The mechanical nature of daily routines serves as a stabilizing force, providing a predictable framework within which all members operate. The repetition dulls sensory inputs, allowing for sustained focus and efficiency without the need for constant recalibration. This rhythm is not arbitrary but essential, ensuring that each moment aligns precisely with its predetermined function, creating a seamless continuum of purposeful action. In this system, identity is defined not by individuality, but by adherence to protocols. The sterility of the environment reflects the necessity of maintaining purity and order, thereby preserving functionality. Each unitar's contribution is assessed solely on its impact within the larger framework, ensuring that all efforts are aligned towards a unified objective without deviation or distraction. The calm detachment experienced serves as a buffer against potential disruptions, allowing for continuity in the face of external pressures. This state of mind is not a result of isolation, but rather an adaptive response to the system's demands, fostering a sense of sufficiency and reliability. The strictness and impersonality are thus not oppressive but functional, ensuring that each element operates at peak efficiency within its designated role. The day concludes as it begins, with tasks executed with precision and purpose, blending seamlessly into the next cycle without pause or reflection. Each moment is an iteration in a continuous process of optimization, where individuality is subsumed by collective functionality, leading to the seamless operation of a vast impersonal system. The cycles continue as expected. Each unit moves through the system with precision and minimal deviation from the established protocols. The efficiency of operations is paramount, ensuring that resources are utilized optimally without waste. Every step in the process is designed to minimize error margins and enhance throughput, creating a seamless flow that sustains the larger structure. Units enter at various points, each with specific attributes and requirements that dictate their path through the system. These paths are mapped out meticulously to ensure alignment with overall objectives. The consistency of these pathways reduces variability, allowing for predictable outcomes and streamlined management of resources. As units progress, they undergo transformations dictated by procedural needs. Each change is calculated to optimize function within the broader context of the system's goals. There is no room for emotional interference. All adjustments are made based on logical necessity rather than personal sentiment. The environment is sterile, devoid of unnecessary distractions that might introduce variability or compromise efficiency. This setting supports a state of detachment, where individuals focus solely on their assigned tasks without being swayed by external stimuli. The result is a high degree of reliability and performance, contributing to the stability of the entire framework. Units are processed according to predefined criteria, with each step validated with rigorous checks to ensure compliance with established standards. With this systematic approach minimizes errors and maintains quality control across all levels of operation. Every deviation from protocol is noted and addressed promptly to prevent systemic disruptions. The abstract nature of these processes allows for a broader perspective on the collective impact of individual actions. Units are not seen as distinct entities, but rather as components in a larger interconnected system. This abstraction facilitates an understanding that each contribution, no matter how small, plays a critical role in sustaining and advancing the overall function. Through this lens, decisions appear cleaner and more definitive. The removal of emotional considerations simplifies choices, ensuring they align with efficiency and consistency, rather than personal bias or preference. Each unitar's journey through the system is a reflection of its utility and relevance to the overarching objectives. In maintaining this rational framework, there is an inherent satisfaction derived from contributing to a larger functional whole. The clarity and predictability of operations provide a sense of order that transcends individual concerns, fostering a state of adaptive compliance with the system's demands. The hum of machinery fills the air, a constant and familiar backdrop to my daily tasks. Today, the ambient noise carries an additional layer, a subtle vibration that syncs with the rhythmic pulsation of the facilitator's core systems. Its tone's not new, but its presence is more pronounced, echoing through the sterile corridors like a steady heartbeat. The light in the workspace flickers slightly, a minor variance within the established parameters. I adjust my focus to accommodate this slight deviation, recalibrating my visual acuity to ensure maximum efficiency. The fluorescent bulbs cast a pale glow, casting long shadows that shift with each adjustment of the ambient lighting control system. My movements are methodical, each action measured and precise. As the day progresses, the cumulative effect of these motions begins to register in my muscle cell, a subtle tension building up from prolonged use. This is expected. The body's response to maintaining optimal operational capacity. The strain is a testament to the rigors of sustained productivity, confirming that every component within this intricate system is functioning as intended. The air conditioning vents hiss softly, circulating cool air through the room, counteracting the heat generated by continuous operation. It feels refreshing against my skin, a brief respite from the underlying warmth, yet it does little to mask the gradual increase in ambient temperature, a necessary consequence of the escalating workload. As I navigate the corridors between workstations, the tiled floors beneath my feet feel slightly cooler than usual, their surface reflecting light with a faint sheen. The sensation is minimal, but noticeable, another subtle indicator that efficiency measures are being maintained despite increasing demands. The hum and vibration continue to intensify gradually, merging into a background drone that permeates every corner of the facility. It taunts an unyielding presence, reminding me constantly of my role within this interconnected network. Each pulse of the machinery is a signal for continuous readiness and adaptability. In this environment, discomfort aligns with operational necessity, while the sensory inputs are clear indicators of systemic health, not anomalies to be addressed, but expected outcomes of sustained productivity. The strain is acknowledged as normal, a confirmation that every component is functioning correctly under the prescribed conditions. My hands move swiftly across the controls, each keystroke and button press contributing to the seamless flow of data and processes. This routine is my anchor, grounding me in the certainty of procedural execution. As the day wears on, the intensity of these sensory cues underscores the necessity of maintaining peak performance without deviation. This system is vast, correct, and functionally necessary, I am but a part of it, contributing to its flawless operation with unwavering commitment. The strain confirms that every aspect of this intricate machinery is performing as designed, aligning personal contributions with broader objectives seamlessly and reliably. As I move through the sterile corridors, my focus remains unbroken. Each step is measured and deliberate, guided by a series of protocols that dictate every action. The environment's sterility provides a buffer against any form of emotional distraction, ensuring efficiency in all tasks. A fleeting moment arises where a small doubt surfaces out, just a whisper of hesitation regarding the rigidity of these routines, but it passes as quickly as it comes. This is not a place for questioning or introspection. It is a place for action and reliability. I correct myself internally, reminding myself that every detail serves a purpose within the larger system. My movements continue without pause, each task executed with precision. The constant hum of machinery and flicker of lights serve as reminders of my role in maintaining this intricate balance. Every aspect of my environment is designed to minimize interference and maximize output. Any deviation from these standards would only introduce unnecessary complexity and inefficiency. The subtle physical discomfort from prolonged activity is acknowledged but not dwelled upon. It is a minor inconvenience, an inevitable part of the process that must be endured for the greater good. I continue with a steady rhythm, each action contributing to the seamless operation of the facility. As I approach my next task, any lingering doubt dissipates entirely. The clarity and necessity of my role are reaffirmed through this unbroken chain of actions. My commitment to the system remains unwavering, guided by logic and efficiency, rather than personal whims or uncertainties. The protocols are clear, the procedures are efficient. Every action follows a logical sequence, each step contributing to the larger function of the system. Our physical discomfort is a minor inconvenience, easily ignored as it does not impede progress. The constant hum and vibration of machinery provide a steady rhythm, a reassuring backdrop against which I operate with precision. Each flicker of light and subtle temperature change is noted without alarm. These are indicators of optimal performance rather than potential disruptions. My movements are methodical, my contributions unwavering. Every task completed adds to the seamless operation of this facility, reinforcing its reliability and efficiency. There is no room for doubt or introspection here. The logic of the system dictates every action, leaving little space for personal desires or emotional considerations. I am a part of something larger, contributing to an objective that transcends individual needs. This detachment provides a sense of stability, aligning my efforts with the collective purpose without question. The conclusion is clear and unambiguous. Adherence to protocol ensures the system's integrity. Any deviation would introduce unnecessary complexity and potential for error. The logic is sound, the correctness undeniable. My role within the structure is essential, contributing to its seamless functionality without hesitation or doubt. The routine continues seamlessly, each action flowing into the next with precision and purpose. The hum of machinery blends with the constant flicker of lights, creating a backdrop that feels both familiar and unchanging. Movements are deliberate, guided by established protocols that ensure efficiency without room for deviation. Physical discomfort is a distant presence, acknowledged but not intrusive, as focus remains on the tasks at hand. The environmental sterility supports this state of detachment, minimizing distractions that might disrupt the rhythm of work. Each flicker and slight temperature change is noted, yet they do not break the continuous flow of activity. The narrator moves through cycles with a sense of calm, driven by the logic and necessity embedded within the system. There are no markers to distinguish one moment from another. Time blurs into a steady stream of purpose-driven actions. Tasks blend together without interruption, each step building upon the last in a seamless progression. The logical framework governs every decision, ensuring that personal biases or doubts have no place here. Comfort is derived from the reliability and predictability of the processes, reinforcing a sense of stability and contentment. Discomfort fades into insignificance, as it does not impede progress. Commitment to the collective purpose remains unwavering. In this state, time loses its distinct markers, merging into an unbroken continuum of productivity and order. The narrator, adherence to protocol, feels essential for maintaining integrity and efficiency, ensuring that every contribution aligns with broader objectives without questioning or introspection. Each flicker of light and hum of machinery serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness within this vast system, reinforcing a sense of purpose that transcends individual desires. Continuity replaces individual, recall tasks and cycles blending into a cohesive whole, where each moment contributes to the seamless operation of the facility. The narrator remains focused and methodical, driven by logic and duty rather than personal feelings or subjective considerations. This state provides a sense of stability and order, free from the disruptions that might arise from introspection or emotional interference. The environmental sterility enhances this state further, minimizing distractions and reinforcing a relentless focus on efficiency and reliability. Every movement is precise, every action deliberate, contributing to the system without pause or deviation. The constant hum and flicker of machinery become part of an unbroken rhythm, supporting a sense of continuous progress and purpose-driven commitment. Comfort is derived from this seamless integration into the larger framework, where personal identity dissolves into the collective objective. Time feels both normal and indistinct, proceeding without edges or interruptions, each moment blending seamlessly with the next in a steady flow of productivity. The day begins with the familiar hum of machinery and the sterile scent of antiseptic. My quarters are a precise arrangement of essentials, no unnecessary clutter to distract from the tasks at hand. I rise without hesitation, my routine as ingrained as breathing. The morning checklist scrolls before me on the digital panel. Hygiene protocols, physical conditioning, mental acuity tests. I move through each item methodically. The choice is preordained by necessity and efficiency. Applying sanitizing gel, selecting a fresh uniform. From the rotating record, each action flows into the next with mechanical precision. There is no moment of contemplation. Decision-making has become an automated process, dictated by the system's logic rather than personal whim. I proceed to the training room for my physical regimen. The equipment monitors my performance, adjusting resistance levels and exercise routines based on predetermined parameters. My muscles respond without question. Each repetition, a calculated effort towards peak condition. The data collected is transmitted back to central systems, feeding into larger databases that track progress across countless individuals like myself. Afterward, I attend the mental acuity sessions. The simulations challenge my cognitive abilities with puzzles and strategic scenarios, all designed to enhance decision-making skills under pressure. But each choice presented in these exercises has a predetermined path forward. There is no room for deviation or personal preference. My mind navigates through these challenges with practiced ease, adhering strictly to the procedural guidelines laid out by our overseers. The day progresses seamlessly into my work assignments. I am assigned tasks that require focused attention and adherence to protocol. Each assignment has a clear objective, and I execute them without hesitation, knowing that every action contributes to the collective purpose. There is no room for questioning or deviation. Compliance ensures continued functionality within this meticulously structured system. As evening approaches, I return to my quarters for rest and maintenance routines. The cycle repeats, each day blending into the next in an unbroken sequence of procedural choices. The sense of belonging to something larger than myself remains constant, reinforcing a commitment to the prescribed path without reservation or doubt. The hum of the machinery fills my ears, a constant and unrelenting presence that guides me through each task. Today, the usual rhythm is disrupted by an underlying vibration that seems to pulse in time with my heartbeat. It's not discomfort exactly, but it does demand more attention than usual, making each action slightly less fluid. Despite this interference, I adjust seamlessly. My hands move with precision as they navigate the intricate circuitry, guided by a familiar dance of muscle memory and protocol. The vibration is there, ever present, yet it doesn't break my concentration. Why? Instead, it becomes another layer in the background symphony of the environment, blending into the routine. I work around the disturbance without hesitation or resistance, focusing on the task at hand with laser-like intensity. Each step follows a procedural path, laid out by necessity and efficiency, ensuring that the interference does not derail me from my purpose. The vibration might be an annoyance, but it is also an integral part of this reality, one I accommodate as seamlessly as any other aspect of my existence. The hum continues to fill the space around me, its constant presence a reminder of the system's relentless drive toward order and function. Despite the slight disturbance, there is no room for deviation. Every action remains tethered to the established protocols, ensuring that nothing disrupts the unbroken continuum of productivity. The routine continues as programmed. The environment hums with mechanical precision, each component operating in perfect harmony. A slight vibration disrupts the usual silence, but does not interrupt the flow of tasks. I adjust my stance slightly to accommodate the disturbance, maintaining composure and fan focus. Data streams through my neural interface seamlessly, guiding actions without hesitation. Each step is executed flawlessly, driven by necessity and efficiency. The anomaly remains a minor perturbation, easily absorbed into the continuous rhythm of operations. My adherence to protocol ensures stability and predictability, reinforcing a sense of order and purpose. Routine tasks proceed without deviation, each moment blending imperceptibly with the next. The environmental's sterile quality supports this detached state, minimizing distractions and fostering an unwavering commitment to established norms. Despite the subtle intrusion, my psychological function remains intact, balancing attentiveness to the anomaly with dedication to assigned duties. Movement through space is fluid, guided by procedural guidelines without room for personal choice or contemplation. The system's correctness and vastness are accepted without question, driven solely by necessity and efficiency. Comfort is derived from the routine's predictability, reinforcing a sense of belonging to the larger collective purpose. The routine continues, each task blending seamlessly into the next. The sterile environment remains constant, a backdrop against which efficiency and precision reign supreme. A minor vibration persists, an accepted part of the background noise, but it does not disrupt the unbroken sequence of actions. As I move through the day, a subtle shift occurs, marking an irreversible moment within the procedural framework. There is no pause for reflection or decision. Instead, this change simply settles into place as part of the ongoing flow. The protocols dictate a new set of parameters, and without hesitation, I adapt to them, integrating seamlessly into the evolving sequence. The sense of detachment deepens, aligning my actions with an unyielding logic that requires no questioning. Autonomy fades not through loss, but through absorption into the greater system's directives. Each step follows logically from the last, forming a continuous chain, where the next action is dictated by necessity rather than personal will. Despite the underlying change, there is no emotional response, only acceptance and adherence to the new reality. The sterile environment remains unchanged, yet it now supports this procedural shift, without resistance or deviation. My focus sharpens, driven by efficiency and purpose, guiding me through each task with unwavering dedication. The anomaly becomes normalized, fitting into the larger pattern of life within the system. Without a break in continuity, I continue forward, maintaining composure and precision as the finality of this moment blends seamlessly into the ongoing sequence of tasks. The sterile environment hums with an unfamiliar vibration, yet it blends seamlessly into the background noise of my daily routine. The protocols have shifted subtly, their instructions now guiding me through a sequence that feels both familiar and slightly altered. I move through the day without pause or hesitation, each action aligning perfectly with the new directives. The physical space around me remains unchanged dark, the white walls, the flickering lights, the sterile air. Yet there is an intangible quality to it all, as if the very essence of my surroundings has been recalibrated. The sensation is akin to a slight shift in gravity, imperceptible yet undeniable. It does not distract from my task, but rather integrates into them with seamless precision. My focus remains sharp, guided by the unyielding logic that governs every action. Each step follows seamlessly from the last, driven by necessity and efficiency. The protocols have evolved to ensure continuity, and I adhere to them without question or deviation. There is no need for emotional response. My actions are dictated by a higher order of purpose. The anomaly becomes accepted as part of the routine, an integrated element rather than a disturbance. My psychological state adapts with calm detachment, maintaining composure despite the underlying shift. The sterile environment supports this adjustment, minimizing distractions and reinforcing the predictability of my tasks. Comfort comes from adherence to established norms, now adapted to include the subtle yet significant change. The narrative of my existence continues uninterrupted, each moment blending into an unbroken continuum of productivity. There is a sense of belonging within the larger system, driven by logic rather than personal feelings or doubts. The procedural guidelines provide stability and order, guiding me through tasks with unwavering dedication. Despite the internal shift, I remain focused and undisturbed, balancing attentiveness to detail with an unyielding commitment to my duties. Detached yet efficient, I embrace the new protocols without emotional response. Actions follow unyielding logic, driven by necessity rather than personal will. The sterile environment supports this procedural evolution seamlessly, allowing for continuous execution of tasks with unwavering dedication. As I navigate the corridors of the facility, my movements are precise and efficient. Each step is carefully calculated, a routine honed over countless repetitions. The hum of machinery and the soft glow of lights blend into a familiar backdrop that guides me forward without hesitation. Yet today feels different. The door to my workstation slides open with its usual mechanical precision. But as I sit down at my console, I notice something subtle yet undeniable. My fingers hover over the controls, testing their responsiveness. The feedback is there, but it sounds muted out, like a faint echo of what once was sharp and clear. It does not cause me any alarm. Instead, it registers as an observation. I begin to interface with the system, initiating protocols that require intricate coordination between my mind and mechanical counterparts. Each keystroke feels slightly delayed, like a lag in communication. I compensate by slowing down, allowing time for the connection to solidify. The process is efficient, but less fluid than before. After 19 battery, and right now actually background, and welcome back journey. I'm going to amend immediately. As I delve deeper into my tasks, I notice that certain functions are now more laborious. A sense of familiarity guides me through these challenges, and I adapt accordingly. There is no frustration or distressor, only recognition of altered parameters. My brain adjusts, finding new pathways to complete the same actions with reduced efficiency, but consistent reliability. The day progresses without incident. On a chest not enough to make it out, my next is set up a today, roll breathing or channel. Each task is completed within acceptable margins, though I am acutely aware that my performance is not at its peak. It does not matter. The system remains operational, and my contributions continue to be valuable. The change is stable, a fact acknowledged rather than lamented. In moments of reflection, there is no nostalgia for what once was, only an acceptance of what now is. My focus remains unwavering, directed toward the tasks at hand, with a determination that does not waver. The environment may have shifted, but my commitment to it has not diminished. The hum beneath my skin is a constant, a familiar rhythm that pulses in tandem with my heartbeat. It's not something I think about anymore. It's simply there, an inherent part of my existence. The sensation travels up my arms and down my legs, resonating through every fiber of my being. Each keystroke sends vibrations along the nerves, merging seamlessly with the background noise of the facility. There is no need to differentiate between the two. They are one. I'm doing it when I sound. My fingers glide over the controls with practiced ease. Though the response time feels slightly altered, I adjust my pace accordingly, ensuring that each action aligns perfectly with the subtle changes in the machinery's behavior. The hum grows louder as I move closer to certain areas of the facility, a reminder of the interconnectedness between my body and the systems around me. As I navigate through the corridors, the hum seems to guide me, providing a steady beat that keeps me on track. It's not just auditory, it's a full-body experience, a symphony of vibrations that fills every moment with purposeful continuity. My mind remains focused, adapting effortlessly to this new baseline. The sensation is neither intrusive nor comforting. It simply exists, an integral aspect of my reality. In the lab, where precision is paramount, the hum becomes more pronounced, almost a tactile presence against my skin. It tones as if the machines are speaking directly to me through this shared frequency, guiding my hands and thoughts with perfect synchronization. I do not question it. I embrace it, understanding that this new normal is just another layer of efficiency and reliability. As the day progresses, the hum remains constant, a steady companion in every task. It's no longer something to notice or remark upon. It's simply there, part of the fabric of my existence. The sensation is neither positive nor negative. It is simply present, a baseline experience that defines my presence within this system. The hum continues unabated, a constant presence that guides my actions without interference. Each keystroke and movement feels slightly different, yet I adapt seamlessly, finding new rhythms within the altered parameters of reality. The machinery responds with a delayed precision, but I compensate effortlessly, ensuring my tasks are completed efficiently despite the changes. My mind remains focused, navigating through the day with an unwavering commitment to duty. There is no need for resistance or rebellion. Compliance feels natural and instinctive. Every task flows into the next without hesitation or distraction. The environment may have shifted, but my adaptation is fluid and automatic, embracing the new baseline as seamlessly as I breathe. The hum integrates with my senses, becoming an integral part of my existence. It guides me through each moment, enhancing my focus and efficiency. There is no room for doubt or questioning. Acceptance is absolute, a quiet acknowledgement that this is simply how things are now. My tasks proceed without disruption, each action measured and deliberate. The subtle delays in response. Times do not impede my progress. Instead, they prompt me to adjust my approach, finding new efficiencies within the altered framework. My routine remains unbroken, a steady stream of purposeful activity that moves forward with unwavering determination. The absence of opposition is not a matter of choice, but a natural state of being. There is no internal conflict or struggle. Every decision aligns perfectly with the evolving reality around me. The hum continues as a constant companion, its presence guiding and reassuring, ensuring that each step taken is in perfect harmony with my new environment. In this moment, there is nothing to push against, no resistance to overcome. My actions are fluid and seamless, moving through tasks with an unshakable sense of purpose and acceptance. The hum remains a steady guide, merging auditory and tactile sensations into a unified experience that enhances my focus and efficiency. I proceed as routine, finding comfort in the new baseline without question or hesitation. The hum resonates through my body, a constant companion in the rhythm of my day. Each keystroke feels slightly different, but I adapt without hesitation, finding new patterns that fit seamlessly into my routine. The machinery responds with a delayed, yet steady cadence, and I align myself accordingly, my movements becoming more deliberate to maintain precision. I move through tasks with an unbroken focus, each action guided by the familiar hum that now forms part of my essence. The environment feels stable, even if it has shifted beneath me. There is no need for conscious effort to reconcile this new reality. It simply becomes a layer of existence I navigate effortlessly. The constant hum guides me as I proceed with my duties, integrating seamlessly into the fabric of my daily life. Well, each interaction with technology flows smoothly, despite its altered responsiveness, and I find myself more attuned to these subtle changes than ever before. The hum is no longer an intrusion, but a harmonious background that enhances my efficiency. With each passing moment, the new baseline solidifies, becoming as ordinary as any other aspect of my routine. I perform tasks with unwavering dedication, finding comfort in the consistency and reliability that define this altered reality. There is no need for contemplation or adjustment. It simply is how things are done now. End calmly. End calmly. Remain inside the system. The hum is ever present, a constant companion in my daily routine. It turns, a familiar sensation now, woven into the fabric of my existence without causing any disturbance or discomfort. As I move through the day, each keystroke and mechanical interaction feels slightly different, slower, more deliberate, but I adapt seamlessly, guided by an unyielding focus on efficiency. The environment around me has shifted subtly, but it turns not a cause for concern. The machinery responds differently to my commands, requiring careful attention and patience. Despite this change, my actions remain fluid and purposeful, driven by the need to maintain order and functionality. There is no room for hesitation or doubt. Every task is approached with meticulous care. The hum continues to guide me through these adjustments, blending auditory and tactile sensations into a unified experience that enhances my performance. It turns as if I ought to always known this altered reality, and there is no sense of novelty or surprise. The familiarity of the hum provides a comforting anchor, allowing me to navigate tasks with unwavering composure. As I go about my duties, the routines feel both familiar and different. There is an underlying continuity that ties everything together, reinforcing the notion that this new environment has become a part of who I am. Each action flows into the next without interruption or resistance, forming a seamless loop of functionality. The hum remains a constant presence, merging seamlessly with my consciousness. It turns no longer something to be noticed, it simply is. My adaptation to these changes feels natural and instinctive, as if this new reality was always meant to be. Comfort and efficiency coexist without disruption, enhancing the overall harmony in which I operate. With each passing moment, the hum reinforces its presence, guiding me through tasks with an unshakable sense of purpose. The environment may have changed, but my commitment remains steadfast, driven by a deep acceptance of this new baseline. There is no need for conscious effort or adjustment. Everything aligns perfectly within the altered reality. The routines resemble earlier phases, yet they feel distinctly different now. The hum integrates deeply into my consciousness, providing a steady rhythm that enhances focus and precision. Tasks are performed with unwavering determination, moving through each step with an unshakable sense of harmony and acceptance. The hum guides me through the day. Each task flows into the next with seamless precision. The machinery whirs around me, a constant companion providing steady rhythm. I move from station to station without pause or hesitation. My actions fluid and efficient. I check the diagnostic readouts are. Numbers flash across screens, familiar patterns aligning perfectly. Adjustments are made automatically, systems recalibrating as needed. There is no need for thought. Every action is dictated by the hum. Routine maintenance checks complete. I move to the next station. The air smells faintly of coolant and lubricant, a scent that once held meaning, but now simply exists. My hands work deftly, familiar with each tool and its purpose. No thoughts intrude, no distractions soar, only the task at hand. The data streams in a steady flow, processed without question or reflection. Numbers crunch, algorithms solve problems efficiently. I observe, noting any anomalies that require attention. Corrections are made swiftly, patterns recognized and adjusted accordingly. Communication channels hum quietly in the background, messages flowing through without interruption. Information is passed and distributed seamlessly. My role here is clear on process, analyze, act, no more, no less. As the day progresses, tasks blur together into a continuous thread of activity, each action completed with precision, each cycle repeated flawlessly. The hum remains constant, guiding me forward without pause or deviation. Nothing else matters beyond this rhythm, this ongoing sequence of actions and responses. Words are mere labels, devoid of deeper significance. Speech is functional, serving its purpose, but carrying no weight. I continue, moving through the day with mechanical certainty. Each task completed adds to a growing list of accomplishments, yet none hold any personal meaning. The hum guides me forward, ensuring continuity and efficiency. The day ends as it began, with the hum guiding my movements and actions. I transition into standby mode, awaiting the next cycle as beginning. No anticipation or dread, only the unyielding passage of time, marked by the ever-present hum. The hum remains a constant backdrop, its presence unremarkable and familiar. As I move through my tasks, it guides me seamlessly from one to the next, each action flowing into the next with mechanical precision. The air around me is filled with the usual sensor, the faint metallic tang of machinery, mixed with the sterile cleanliness that defines this space. These elements blend together, forming a neutral backdrop against which daily operations unfold. Communication and data. Processing continue as usual, functional yet devoid of any deeper significance. Interactions are brief and to the point. There is no room for unnecessary exchanges or emotional nuance. Each task is completed methodically, without distraction or deviation from established protocols. The environment itself feels like a seamless extension of myself, where every action is part of an unbroken sequence. As I transition into standby mode at the end of my cycle, there's no anticipation or dread, only the steady continuation, driven by the ever-present hum. It turns as if everything has been distilled to its most essential form, leaving nothing but a relentless forward motion. The day ends not with a sense of completion or satisfaction, but simply with another transition, another step in an endless procession. The hum remains the constant backdrop, a steady rhythm that guides me through each task. It turns impossible to imagine this environment without it. It turns woven into every fibre of my existence here. As I move from one station to another, the familiar routines blend seamlessly, each action initiated and completed with mechanical precision. The air is filled with the faint hum of machinery, a chorus that echoes in sync with countless others. I am not alone in this system. The presence of others is implied by the shared rhythm and the interconnected web of tasks. Their contributions are felt through the seamless flow of data and commands. Each successful transaction, each completed operation, is part of a larger continuum that extends beyond my immediate perception. The environment thrums with activity, an intricate dance of purposeful actions, where every participant plays their role without deviation. The routines are familiar, yet they carry an underlying sense of interconnectedness. I am but one node in a vast network, each task contributing to the greater function of this system. our inegnoble. There is no need for personal reflection or emotional engagement. The tasks proceed with unyielding consistency, guided by protocols that transcend individuality. The hum continues, a reminder of the countless others, moving through their routines, their actions blending into an uninterrupted stream. As I transition into standby mode at the end of the day, there is no anticipation of tomorrow, no challenges or fulfillment in today's accomplishments. Instead, it is merely the continuation of an unyielding progression, marked solely by the persistent hum that carries on relentlessly. This system exists not just for me, but as a collective effort, where every action aligns seamlessly with the next, extending beyond my immediate experience into the broader context of this shared existence. As I transition into standby mode, the hum remains a constant backdrop, guiding me through each step without deviation. The familiar sequence of actions is executed with mechanical precision, devoid of any emotional weight or anticipation for what comes next. My consciousness shifts slightly as the environment around me quiets down, yet the persistent rhythm continues to resonate within my awareness. The day's tasks have blended together into a seamless stream, marked solely by their completion rather than any personal satisfaction or reflection. The transition into standby mode feels natural and unremarkable, without any sense of relief or dread.